Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next video build workshop. We have two workshops back to back this evening. So that should be very exciting. Just before we get started, I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Jamie, and I am the program manager for this hackathon, which is the next video build hackathon sponsored by Livepeer. And we also have many other partners, one of which, NFT Port, is also giving a workshop today that will be in approximately 45 minutes. But now we're really excited to have a special guest here, Suhail from Livepeer, who is going to be giving a workshop or tutorial on decentralized video publishing. How are you doing, Suhail?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Suhail and I work as a developer advocate engineer for Livepeer. And yeah, I'm very much excited to start the workshop with you.
Awesome. Well, if you're ready, I will hand things over to you to get started with this workshop.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. I'm just going to share my screen. I think I don't have the option to share my, yeah, got it, sorry. Yeah, please let me know what you can see.
We can see your desktop now.
Perfect, sure. So yeah, this workshop aims on building a decentralized video application and on top of Livepeer, where we would allow users to upload a video, and then we will use Livepeer to transcode and save the video on a decentralized network. We will be building application with Next.js, Tailwind CSS, and also Livepeer.js. And yeah, let's begin. So the first thing which we're going to do is starting up our Next.js application. So I'll just open up, go to desktop and then create a new directory, name it Livepeer workshop. And here we will first start by creating a Next.js app. We can do that by running the command npx create next app, and then dot, which means in the same directory. We'll wait for here to just take a couple of minutes to install Next.js application, Next.js template for us. And then we will be adding the Tailwind CSS and work on the video on demand feature by the Livepeer. So until it's completed, let's go ahead and you have to come to Livepeer.studio. So basically, Livepeer and Livepeer Studios are two different things. Basically, Livepeer is the main network which would upload and transcode the videos, and Livepeer Studio is a developer toolkit for building on top of Livepeer, just like Ethereum and Alchemy or Infura. So the one which provide Node, and the one which basically Ethereum, which have the main functionality of the blockchain. So here we are at the Livepeer Studio. If you already have an account, you should see a dashboard here, but if you are not, you have to create an account. So here, I already have an account, but if you do not have, you just need to create an account. You would be receiving a verification email, and after that, you have an account that is completely free, and the usage is up to 1,000 transcoding minutes for free. But the Livepeer Studio is 50x cheaper than the Web2 application, which is on a decentralized network. So yeah, once you have created the application, yeah, I think we are also created the next application. Yeah, so it is created. Let's open this and the VS Code. Here we have the folders. So let's start by integrating the Tailwind CSS into our application. To integrate and add Tailwind CSS. For those who don't know, Tailwind CSS is a utility-first CSS framework for building user interfaces rapidly. And we will be using it for styling our application. To do that, we first need to install it. And we can do that by running command npm install -- and then dev. Then we have to install Tailwind CSS and also post CSS. We also need to install auto prefixer. Yeah, and this should install for us the Tailwind CSS, which we'll be using it in our application. Yeah, So it's completed. And once the Tailwind CSS and install it, you have to run npx tailwind init and -p. And this will initiate the Tailwind CSS in our application. So you have to run this code in your terminal. Let me just write it in here. Perfect. So once you have run this command, you have to see two new files in your file directory. One is tailwind.config and the next one is CSS. Here in the Tailwind config is the configuration for our Tailwind CSS. So we will be editing the Tailwind config. We don't have anything to do with the post CSS for now. And here the content is basically the directories in which the styles that needs to be applied. So in our case, we want the styles to be applied on the /pages. So that's star mark, which means any directory and any file. Yeah. So this should work, and also in the components. So basically in both of them, because we'll be having the component folder too. So that's why we will be adding this two in the content array. And once we have these pages and components inside of the content array, we just need to add the Tailwind CSS into the global CSS file, which is imported on the app.js here. So here we just need to add Tailwind CSS, which we can do by adding Tailwind and then base. We have to import components at last and utilities. So yeah, we have to import these three files in order to use the Tailwind styles in our application. So once that's completed, we will be done with integrating with Tailwind CSS. You can run npm or yarn and then dev to install a next application in a local server. And here, if we run a local host, this is the Next.js application. When for first time you will install it. So the file for this can be found in the index.js here. And now to see whether the Tailwind CSS is integrated successfully, we can just add a div with the class name of, for example, flex call. And then flex call be flex into column, just like CSS, and then just justify center and also item center. Now, this means that everything inside of this div tag will be aligned into the center of the page. And maybe let's write the h1 tag. For example, Livepeer. Yeah, just Livepeer. And here, let's add the h screen, which means the height would be on the screen size. And here, let's just, for example, style it, maybe just text, pixel and bold. Yeah, that's it. And if I come to application, you can see we have just some basic styling. It is on the center of the screen, and we have the text bold, and the size is Excel, which means that the Tailwind CSS is working fine. Now that we know the Tailwind CSS is working fine, we can start integrating Livepeer. So first, you have to navigate to Livepeer.js. Livepeer.js is a package, as a React package for the building applications on top of Livepeer and Livepeer Studio. It provides a ready-made hooks and components, and also provides DOM management. To do that, you can run npm install at Livepeer/React, or if you use pnpm or yarn, you can install it using any package manager. Yeah. So yeah, we have to install Livepeer.js. And we also have a documentation, so you can just take a look into what are the hooks which you can use, what are the components. And once we have installed it, the Livepeer React, we need to create a Livepeer client. So basically, a Livepeer client is an instance of the React client, which you pass into the provider. It is basically when you want to choose a Livepeer provider, which now it is going to be Livepeer Studio, we need to define it here. Before that, let's come back to the dashboard. Here you can see developers on the sidebar. Click on it and then click on API key. Here, click on create a new key. You can name it anything you want. In my case, I'm going to name it Livepeer Workshop. You can also allow course or not. So since this is a demo application, you're going to allow the course and also give a full access to the API. But if you want to build a real world application, it is better not to give the full API access. And once you create it, the new token should be created, and you can just click here to copy it. Coming back here, so as you can see, the Livepeer.js is installed. And what we need to do is basically first we need to create a Livepeer client, which we can do. We already have an instruction in the docs, so you can just check it out by going to livepeer.js.org. And we need to define this Livepeer client inside of the main first file, which in our case is going to be app.js, and we have to define it here. We are importing CD provider and React client from the Livepeer React, which we just installed. And here is going to be our CDU API key. You can just copy it from here and then paste it here. And yeah, so we have created a client, and now we need to wrap our application with the Livepeer client, which we can find here, the Livepeer config. And yeah, so yeah, this is just a normal client which we need to pass into application in order to interact with the Livepeer and Livepeer CDU. And here, perfect. Let's remove this one. And yeah, so we should be now able to use Livepeer. Here, I'm just going to revise again. We have created a new API key. We have installed Livepeer.js, and then we have created the Livepeer React and imported them into the application. So now we are ready and we can just use the application. So let me just close this terminal and just run the application again. Perfect. So also it's recommended to use env, but this is just for now, it's just a demo application. So we will directly put the API key here. But if you're building a real world application, it is recommended to use your API key inside of the env file. And once it is done, we would be basically ready to integrate the Livepeer video functionality. So before that, let's first go to here and create a new folder and name it components. And here we have now the components folder. In this component folder, we are going to have two components. One is going to be button, and the next one is going to be the Livepeer client, or basically the asset in which we want to show an application. So let's go ahead and create those two files now, button.js and also asset.js. So for now, we are going to just create a very simple component. Yeah, just this one, just for testing. We'll come back here and style it properly. And similarly here, which is going to be asset. Here to, we will create a new more file called index.js. And basically this will help us to define both the button and also the asset from these two files, which you can see here, and then importing it here. So what we can do is basically export default has button from button, and also export default has asset from asset, right? So now we are exporting these two files from this components directory. Coming back to here and to index.js, here we will remove this top three components as we don't need them for now. And instead, we will be importing the Livepeer.js, there's two components which we just created. So we can do import button/asset from the component directory. And now they are exported from there and we are importing them here. So just for testing, we will be adding our button here and also asset here. And you can see we have button, asset. So these two ticks are rendered from these two components, which means basically it is now working correctly, the export functionality. So now we'll come back to the button, the one which we have here. And this button is going to have two props. One is called children, which children basically when you want to, the button is the children of this. So that will be children and also an on-click event, which we'll be using in this file here. So yeah, we will just declare them from there. And here we will be just styling this a little bit. For example, this class name will have a BG of Slate 900. We will have a text color white. and we'll have a padding 3, and also on the padding X, we will have 8. So one will be vertical, another will be horizontal. We will also round it full. For example, the border radius is going to be 100, and at last we'll have a margin top of 4. We'll close this one and the button component, and here we will have the children, and here at last we will also add the on click to our button. Perfect. And now coming back to the, let me close these other pages in Index.js, and here the button, here we will just use it like a button from the HTML, like the button tag, and here we will, for example, say choose a file. And as you can see now, it has a little styling, a proper styling, just look like a button. Now that we have added this one, we will just style the Livepeer and the asset file, and then we will be integrating the video upload functionality just to make everything clear. So we will come back to the index.js here. And here we will just add a proper styling to first here. So maybe Livepeer video upload. Yeah, I think that's fine. It really doesn't matter. So here also we can just style this a little bit. For example, text, we can keep it 8 pixels. We can have the font to be bold and text to be, for example, slate 900, similar. And here maybe we can just write text to be transparent in a state, transparent. And we will have a BG. So we want to create the back, basically gradient background. So we will be using BG clip text and the BG gradient to R from. So here will be the color which we want to use. In my case, I want to use the blue color, sorry, green color. So I'll just put it here from this and to the another color. And I'm going to write it to BC. Perfect. And yeah, now if we save it, you can see now we have a proper styling for here. And yeah, I think that's it. We don't need much styling here. And let's give it a margin bottom of 4. Perfect. So now that we have completed this one, we have a choose file. Yeah, so first let's work on uploading a file to the Livepeer video and then getting the file back and playing it here in our application. So let's come back here. Right. So here, what we're going to do, we'll add another input. And this input is going to be type file. And if you come back here, you can see it here. And if I click it, it is just a file picker. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hide this one using Tailwind CSS hidden. And as you can see now, we should not see it here. But in a sec, what we're going to do is we will create a reference of it and calling it by clicking on a button. So what we're going to do is we'll call const ref is equals to use ref. We will create a ref and import it from the React. And then we will add ref here. So const ref is equals to ref. Perfect. And here we will have an on click, which we define it on the button component. And here we'll say, for example, choose file. And now we will be creating a new function, call it choose file. Const choose file. And here what we'll do is we'll call the reference.current. Basically what we want to do is we want to click on it. So we say reference.current.click. Like this. So now we should be able to click here and then the input should pop up, the file input. So yeah, let me just write this small C. Perfect. Choose a file. And then as you can see now, the file picker has showed up if I click on the button. Yeah, so now we are able to choose a file. And yeah, so maybe, yeah, I think, yeah, for now, that's fine. We can now choose a file. Now what we're going to do is we will be creating a new user state. And for example, we will name this one asset, set asset, and then user state null. And here what we'll do is once we have selected an asset, we will on-change it and then set it to asset. Basically, for example, we are setting a state when the user chooses an asset from the file picker. Is equal to set asset the target file to 0. Perfect. So just to show you here, I'm going to update this to console.log and come back to here to downloads. And here we have a demo earth video. Let me delete this. We have a demo earth video. Let me, you need to define import user state from React. Come back here. So now if I inspect this one and go to console, if I click on choose a file, click on demo earth video, open it, you can see the file has been printed here. We have the name, size, type, class modified, and yeah. So it means that we are doing correct. So now what we want to do is we want to set the same object into their state, the same file into that state. And here we will just update the text here, and we will say if the user has already chosen an asset, then ask them to upload the asset, or else show choose an asset. And save this one. When I come here, you can see the button says choose an asset. I'm going to click here and choose the demo video. If I click on open, save it. Let me see it here. So we have an asset set into asset, and then we have a button which has the upload the asset. So that should be fine. Maybe let's just update here and add here another function instead of here, and let's call it on change. Another function, call it on change. And in this on change, what we'll do is we'll first add a click on a file. So const file is equal to e.target. And in case we don't have the file, for example, if the user did not choose any file, we will just stop it and return it. But in case they choose it, we will set the file to this asset. Right. So now coming back here on the button, we have an on click, which also have a choose asset, and then we'll be updating that one too. So let's do that one. Yeah, I think for now we can keep it. Let's try again. Choose an asset, demo it, open. Yeah, you can see now it's updated to upload an asset, which means that the asset has been saved on the user state. Perfect. So now we were able to select the asset, which is good. And now what we want to do is we want to upload the asset once the user has selected it. But before that, let's first show the user what asset have they selected. So what we will do is we will say if the user has chosen the asset, we will be rendering the asset. And if not, we will be rendering any other thing. So let's do it like this. Perfect. And here we will be basically adding an asset here. Asset. And coming back to asset component, we will pass the asset prop into it. And just to check if we are selecting the correct video, we will be printing it here. So I'll call json.stringified asset. Save it and save here. So as you can see now, the component for the asset is not shown yet. If I click on choose an asset, choose a video, and now we have it here. Let me come here. We have the asset. Let's console.log it. Okay, so we have the file here. maybe let's have it h1 video and then asset dot name. Yeah, so you can see here now we have video and then asset name, which means we are able to get the asset. So yeah, I think for now it is fine. Now we will come back to the components, and in the components we will be going to the asset here, and here we'll just style it a little bit and then complete the video uploading functionality. If I'm going too slow, please let me know, or either just send a message here. Yeah, so yeah, I think we are fine. Now here we will be creating a div. So basically styling doesn't matter. Have this workshop only focuses on a video upload using the Livepeer, but just to make it look proper, we will be just having a style here. We will have a class name. We will add the background to be white. We will have a shadow. We will add the shadow to the card, and then items to be in the, maybe we can just add some rounded corners. And also where we want to keep it 40% of the screen. You can also use the tailwind like 1/2, but for now we will just go with the 40%. And also a margin top of 8 to the parent div. And here we will have another div with the flex. And here in a state of here, we have this other flex row and item center. Perfect. So now what we want to do is we want to create a new, and we want to divide our code into two, and one it will show the file type and then file name with the progress and everything. So what we want to do is here we can just write flex and then justify it to the center. We want to keep the items, align item also to the center. We want to keep the width to be 24, height to be 20. And this we want to add the BG, the background. We want to keep the background gradient and then from the same color. So let's go back to index.js and just copy this two color codes from to this one. Perfect. Let's also add around it LG. Perfect. So now we have a background. What we want to do is we'll just create a new P, like paragraph tab, and then just added a text of XL, and then font to be semi-bold, and also text to be the color white. And here we want to show the video extension. So we will say dot and then asset dot name dot split dot pop. Perfect. So we will take the video name, we will split the dot after that. So it's going to be the video extension, and then we will be rendering it here. If I save the file, you can see .mp4 here. We have a nice card component and then .mp4 on the left side. So which means it is correct. And here we want to create after we have this div, we want to create another div, and then we'll give it a class name of flex and then flex column, justify center. I think, yeah, this is correct. We want to just erase this one, just flex column, and then we want it to be justify center. Items, we want to keep it on the start and then a margin left of 8. And we have a p tag as this input correct. So here we want to keep the asset name, save it. And as you can see now, we have an asset name here with the video, which I have just selected. So which means now it is working fine till now. And here we will be rendering the asset, for example, in which stage it is, whether it's uploaded yet or it is not, etc. So for now, we will just leave it here. And as you can see, we have we are rendering it. If I refresh up, we have nothing, but if I choose the file demo air, open it, and yeah, here we have the air video. Perfect. So now let's integrate the video upload functionality here in the index.js. And just give me 1 minute, please. Okay. which is going to be use create asset from at Livepeer/React. So we already have an asset, use create asset hook, which you can use in order to upload any video. So we have it here, and now the usages, as it's mentioned on the doc, how you can use it. You need to just create the hook and then upload the video. So we'll just create it here. Const create is equals to create asset, and then we will have a data of assets. It's going to be in the form of array in case you want to upload many videos. And at last, we will have if there's any error, and we will import all of this from use create asset. Perfect. So here we will just we will see if we have the assets, and if we have it, we will have the sources. And here it's going to be in the form of array, but we just want to pass a single file, so we'll just add the name. It's going to be asset.name and the file. Asset, perfect. And we want to just write it as const. Yep. Yeah, sure. So now we have created the sources. We have an array of the object which have the name and the file asset to it. And here at last, we'll say if we don't have it, you just render null. That's it. So yeah, this should basically work. Let me see what's wrong here. Yeah, sorry, it's not a tag script. Save it. Perfect. So we will be able to upload videos to the Livepeer network using this code. Yeah, so that's it. And now we want to see here, if the user has already have an asset, we will say asset. If there's already asset, we want to create a new function, name it upload asset. But if they're not, you will just say choose file. So let's create a new function, call it choose asset, const upload asset. Let's put the async here, and then we'll say console.log uploading. And then await create asset, and then we'll call the hook which we have there. Perfect. So now we will be able to upload the video. So let's save this, open the developer console, choose an asset, we'll choose the demo video, we will render it here, and then we will just say upload an asset. So you can see it is written uploading. And if we come back here, asset, you can see here demo add video, which means it's uploading. You can ignore this one because we played with the API key previously, so you can just focus here. Now the video is uploading. We just need to show some status of the video asset and a component, like for example, how much % is uploaded, what is the process of it, whether it's on the transcoding section or uploading. So for that, we will just assets, and then we will send the assets from here. So make sure that it's asset, not assets, because the use create asset will return an array, not an object. Coming back to the asset.js, now we want to render the status of the video, which we just uploaded it into this component. So yeah, let's do it. We will have here assets, which is the array, have I mentioned it, which we will be bringing here. And now here, what we want to do is we want to create a user state here, const video asset set video asset. We'll have a user state. And here we want to put asset instead of video asset and do a state. So first we want to create a state, and then we will have a phase, whether the video is uploading, transcoding, or anything else. We'll have progress. Okay, let's not have here. And in a state, what we can do is everything, every places which we have an asset, let's update it to video asset. Video asset. And also here, video asset. Coming back to index.js, we have already defined a progress from use create asset. So let's pass that one also to the asset component, progress, and also progress. And here we can see const face progress, the first array, because as I mentioned, it will return an array, and then dot face. And then we have const percent is equals to, okay. Now let's console.log it, or maybe instead of console.log, let's just render it here after the p tag. Let's have another p tag, class name with a margin 4. And then this, first let's put how much is the asset. For example, the size of it, let's say map.round, and then video asset dot size. MD, perfect. And here we want to put a space between it. And let's see, for example, if there is a face, we want to render the face. And face. Save it. This is not defined. Okay, let's put a small p. Cool. So if I select an asset now, demo video, and then you can see now we have 2 MB, which is the size of the file, and then upload an asset. You can see it is written uploading. And here also we have uploading, which means the video is currently uploading to the Livepeer network. And then we have a waiting, which is the video gets uploaded, and then transcoding, and then the video would be ready. So now we will, we'll keep the face here like this. We are almost done. So let's come back here, save it. Let's rename the file, for example, earth, yes, earth, refresh it. And here at last, what we want to do is we will say if we have the face is equal to ready. For example, if the video is transcoded and everything is completed, then okay, let me put this like this. If it is not ready, render this one. And if it is ready, just render a p tag that the video is completed. Save it. Okay, let me just. We have p tag. Yeah. Save it. Coming back. Yeah. So let's come here, choose an asset, earth, open it. We have 2 MB, upload an asset. And now let's wait a little bit. You can see now it's written uploading. So yeah, so now the video gets uploaded. We can also add the progress. So let's also add the progress of, for example, how much is uploaded if there's a progress, but if not, we won't render anything. So we will add a dash. If there's a percent, which we have already defined it on the top, we want to render that. Let me see here. We have progress dot percent. Sorry, it should be math dot. I'm just trying to finish this one. So yeah, progress. Yeah, it's correct now. Save it, and yeah. Yeah, correct. So now that basically the video is already uploaded. So let's refresh this one. Choosing this one, the earth video, for example. Let's rename the file, because if we upload the same file, it's already uploaded, and it will just select the video is already uploaded. So let's choose a file, earth 123, upload it. Yeah, maybe here what we need to do is just say if in case there is a percent, then only we have to see it, not if there's not. Save it. Yeah, So now we don't see anything, but if there is, we will see the percentage of it. So we'll click on upload an asset, which is uploading this Earth video, and you can see it's uploading. If I come back to the asset here, you can see here, so it was F123, right? So we have seats written created, and now the video was uploaded into the Livepeer studio, and the video is now currently transcoded. It is on the process of transcoding. So once the video gets transcoded, you will be able to play the video either here in the dashboard, or you can use the player. So due to lack of time, I won't be able to show you the demo of the player, but basically you can import the player from the React, and just let's say here, you can add a playback ID, which you will get in return here. In the assets, here in the assets, you will be able to see the basically the playback ID, which you can use it to play a video. So now the video is transcoded. Let's go to the video which was already uploaded, and here you can see the video of the Earth which we uploaded will be played on the player. We have a playback ID, asset ID, and all the other information. The same thing as React. So now this one is using player component, and if you want to add a player, you can use it here. Sorry if I went fast, just wanted to put it on the time. But yeah, so this was about Livepeer.js and how you can use it to upload a video into the Livepeer network. Basically, you can just check out the docs. You already have written everything about the hooks and all the components. And yeah, so please let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything part which you did not understand. Is there any places where we can see all the comments? A bit hard to follow. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, I went too fast, but basically the first command is you need to run npx create a next application. That will be the first command. The next one, maybe I can just type here, npx create a next app. This will create a Next.js application. Sorry, it is npx. And then you need to install, auto-correcting, no problem. Then you need to install Tailwind CSS with post CSS and auto prefixer. And after that, you need to install Livepeer.js. npm install at Livepeer/React. Yeah. So you just need to run this command, and you'll be able to have all the dependencies and install it. Yeah. So was there any other question? Anyone else?
Thank you so much, Suhail, for that presentation. Just conscious of time and our next workshop starting in a couple of minutes. So I guess we don't have time for any more questions, but if you guys do have questions, the Livepeer team is very happy to answer those. You can get technical support on the Encode Club Discord, and there is a dedicated thread for technical support. Would just like to say a big thank you to Suhail for coming in today. That was super interesting tutorial, and I hope for lots of many great projects and submissions using what we just learned today. So thank you, Suhail, for coming in.